In the still light of dawn at a busy city park, a young boy named Jaden moved quietly among the benches, gathering discarded cans to ease his grandmother's daily struggles. As he navigated the early morning calm, his routine came to an abrupt halt when his eyes met a scene that demanded immediate action. A pregnant woman, visibly in pain and on the verge of distress, sitting alone while those around her seemed frozen in silence. Without a second thought, Jaden raced over. In that critical moment, while others hesitated and the ordinary bustle of the park went on unnoticed, he became the one who stepped forward to offer help. This is not just another story. It's a powerful testament to the impact of a single act of kindness, a moment that ultimately changed lives and even broke through the hardened hearts of those in power. Stay with us as we delve into this unforgettable encounter on Acts of Kindness stories, where bravery meets compassion, and one determined spirit transforms a moment of crisis into a story of hope. Jaden's day had begun like any other in the early hours at Riverside Park, a modest routine shaped by perseverance and necessity. The park, caught between glints of sunrise on worn concrete and the quiet clamor of a city slowly waking, served as both his stage and his sanctuary. With a faded hoodie, scuffed sneakers, and a heavy backpack filled with carefully collected aluminum cans and scraps, he moved along the familiar path. Every discarded item he gathered was a small act meant to ease his grandmother Lila's burdens, a daily testament to his unfailing determination amid hardships that few understood. On this particular morning, as Jaden navigated between benches and under drooping trees, his gaze was met by a sight that cut through the routine hum of his day. Seated on a weathered bench near the winding pond, a pregnant woman, whom he would later learn was Elena, sat trembling, her body visibly straining against pain. Her designer windbreaker was offset by the soft wear of exhaustion, and a slight sheen of sweat betrayed the mounting distress in her features. In a place where others hurried past or stared blankly at their screens, the silence around her was palpable, a collective absence of intervention that spoke louder than any word. Without pausing to consider his own modest circumstances, Jaden pushed aside the remnants of his quiet habit. Dropping his cart with a clatter that startled a few passing joggers, he rushed over to Elena. "You need to sit down," he urged gently as he carefully steadied her, his small hands both offering support and offering warmth. In that split second, his focused eyes communicated a message that transcended words, a promise that she was not alone. He propped her against the bench with a tenderness rare in a world that too often overlooked the vulnerable. Around them, bystanders remained ensnared in their indifference. A few absorbed the unfolding scene through the lens of their smartphones while others kept silent, frozen by uncertainty or apathy. Their distance was more than physical. It was a reflection of a society all too accustomed to the unnoticed struggles at the margins. Yet even in the midst of such detachment, Jaden's quiet insistence radiated an unyielding compassion. He retrieved a half-empty bottle of water from his bag, twisting off the cap with deliberate care before gently offering it to Elena. "Drink," he murmured, his voice a blend of urgency and reassurance. As Elena managed a small sip, a tremor of relief mingled with the lingering pain in the room. Just then, a terse voice broke through the subdued murmurs of the sparse crowd. A park security officer, whose uniform and badge carried an air of authority that seemed to separate him from the unfolding reality, stepped forward with eyes clouded by suspicion. "Step away from her, kid," he barked, his tone sharp with disdain. His body language, rigid and unyielding, embodied a cold skepticism, a silent judgment cast not on the act of kindness itself, but on Jaden's very presence. The officer's words dripped with preconceptions, his gaze lingering on Jaden's worn clothes and scuffed shoes as if they were evidence of a misplaced identity. But Jaden, though a young boy carrying burdens beyond his years, stood firm. "I'm helping her," he declared, his voice steady even as his heart pounded with adrenaline. The surrounding witnesses, caught between moral obligation and the inertia of routine, shifted uncomfortably. Some lowered their recording devices. Others moved aside, their faces etched with regret as they realized their silence had failed someone in need. In that moment, Jaden became more than a boy collecting cans. He was a beacon of accountability in a space where compassion was too often a rarity. The tension escalated as the security officer's words hung heavily in the cool morning air. His tone, once laced with authority, now wavered as he exchanged glances with members of the scattered crowd. It was clear that his unwavering adherence to protocol was being challenged by a simple act of human decency. Jaden's insistence to stand by Elena, his fearless determination to not back down even in the face of scorn, began to shift the atmosphere. The once muted park seemed to hold its breath, as if each passing second deepened the significance of his actions. And then, in a moment that seemed to suspend time, the sound of approaching tires split the uneasy silence. A sleek black SUV glided into view, its polished exterior a stark contrast to the humble surroundings of Riverside Park. The vehicle slowed and came to a stop, and out stepped a man whose presence radiated both authority and concern. Derek Monroe, a name that would soon become inseparable from this day's events, hurried toward the distressed scene with palpable urgency. His eyes, wide with disbelief and worry, fell immediately on Elena and then on Jaden, an image of a young, unassuming hero standing firm against odds that stretched far beyond the visible confrontation. Derek's approach shifted the dynamics instantly. While the security officer maintained his guarded stance, Derek knelt beside Elena with a tenderness that resonated with genuine care. His voice, calm yet tinged with disbelief, inquired softly, "What happened?" Jaden, still catching his breath, recounted the events in concise, earnest words. He explained that he had noticed Elena's suffering long before anyone else chose to act, and that his only aim had been to ensure she received the help she urgently needed. In that quiet space of shared concern, even the officer's harsh judgment seemed to falter for a brief, telling moment. Elena, her voice fragile but resolute, confirmed Jaden's account with a simple, meaningful nod, a silent acknowledgement of the boy's selflessness. The exchange between them transcended the formalities of duty and judgment, replacing them with a human connection built on trust and necessity. As Derek's reassuring presence enveloped the area, the earlier tension began to ease, replaced by a cautious optimism that the situation was on a path toward genuine care and action. The atmosphere in Riverside Park had been forever altered that day. What began as a routine journey for a young boy had morphed into a pivotal moment of intervention, a demonstration that empathy can break through even the coldest layers of indifference and prejudice. Jaden's act of stepping forward under the watchful eyes of an uncertain crowd became a quiet declaration of a belief in the worth of every life. His actions underscored a truth that few could ignore. True strength is measured not by power or status, but by the courage to care when it counts most. In the minutes that followed, as paramedics arrived to take over and the gravity of the situation settled into collective consciousness, the echoes of that morning would linger long after the remnants of tension had faded. For Jaden, it was a day that would redefine his understanding of community, compassion, and what it meant to be truly seen. And for those who witnessed it, even indirectly, the events at Riverside Park stood as an unforgettable reminder of the positive impact one determined spirit can have when they choose to act rather than to overlook. Within the confines of that park, where the harsh lines between wealth and struggle blurred beneath the soft light of dawn, a simple act of kindness sparked a dialogue about justice, dignity, and the transformative power of empathy. Every careful gesture, from the offering of a cool sip of water to the firm refusal to be silenced by prejudice, wove together a narrative rich in resilience and hope. The scene unfurled like a heartfelt testimony, speaking volumes about the silent battles fought daily in neighborhoods often ignored by society's more privileged corridors. Jaden's determination, underscored by his willingness to risk personal comfort and challenge established authority, resonated deeply. His actions spoke in a language that needed no embellishment, a language of compassion, responsibility, and a profound belief in the inherent worth of every individual. Amid the callous bureaucracy of indifference and the stinging judgments of preconceptions, his unwavering resolve painted a vibrant picture of what true humanity looks like. Every moment in that sprawling park, from the gentle rustle of leaves to the hushed murmurs of passing strangers, became a chapter in a greater story. A story that continues to inspire and educate about the difference one person can make when they refuse to let another suffer alone. And although the challenges ahead remained daunting, the morning's events illuminated a path of hope, forging a connection between disparate worlds and reminding everyone that sometimes, all it takes is one brave soul to make the world a bit kinder. In the quiet aftermath of that unforgettable morning, as the distant wail of sirens melted into the tender awakening of the day, Jaden, once just a quiet boy collecting cans, found himself standing on the threshold of a new future. The memory of that early hour at Riverside Park, when he saw a woman struggling and boldly decided to act, continued to glow in his heart like a guiding light. Now the park had grown silent again, but the impact of every small act of courage still echoed in every corner and in every mindful gaze of those who had witnessed the scene. Jaden walked away from the spot where people had once looked on with indifference. The man who had once silently questioned his worth had been replaced by a more caring presence, a benefactor who recognized the extraordinary in an ordinary boy. In that moment of reckoning, Jaden no longer felt invisible. Instead, he felt deeply seen for who he truly was. His perseverance, his instinct to help despite the odds, had broken down barriers not only between social lines but within the hearts of those who had dared to look again. The transformation was palpable. Once burdened by a world that had dismissed him, Jaden now felt the warmth of genuine acknowledgement. His journey was no longer defined solely by hardships or by the daily struggle of gathering discarded items. Instead, it had evolved into a story of empowerment, one that reminded everyone that bravery and compassion always have the potential to alter the course of lives. As Jaden prepared to step forward into a promising future, one filled with opportunities for growth and learning, he carried not just his own hopes, but also the collective spirit of all those who had ever suffered in silence. Each step he took was a testament to the strength of the human spirit, a signal to the world that empathy, when placed above prejudice, paves the way for transformation. By acting in the face of uncertainty, he had not only helped someone in critical need, he had sparked a powerful conversation about the value of every human life. For those watching, this isn't just another story. It's a living, breathing example of how one small act can ignite meaningful change. It's a lesson that reminds us all that, regardless of our backgrounds, when we choose to show compassion, our actions have the power to reshape our communities. Jaden's journey is a call to recognize that every act of kindness not only uplifts others but also enriches our own lives, imbuing our future with hope and resilience. Today, as we reflect on Jaden's remarkable encounter, we see a message that is as vital as it is timeless. True strength lies in the willingness to care for those around us, even when it means standing alone against the tide of indifference. It's about breaking through barriers that society has built, barriers formed from biases and a reluctance to see beyond appearances. His story is a celebration of authenticity, a reminder that by embracing our humanity, we can become the change our communities so desperately need. Let this inspiring account remind you that every moment holds the potential for greatness. When we choose to care, our actions ripple outwards, touching lives, challenging norms, and ultimately leading us toward a more inclusive future. Jaden's bravery teaches us that the essence of our shared humanity is found in our everyday choices, those split-second decisions to help, to reach out, and to stand up when it matters most. If you believe in the transformative power of compassion and the profound impact of everyday acts of kindness, join us in celebrating this journey. Like this video, share it with friends and family, and leave your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Every like and every comment is a reminder that you too stand with those who dare to make a difference. We invite you to subscribe to Acts of Kindness Stories as we work together to reach our next milestone of 10,000 subscribers. Your support not only helps us continue sharing these powerful stories, but also builds a community dedicated to fostering empathy and positive change. Together, we can prove that every act, no matter how small it seems, has the capacity to change lives and transform our world for the better. Thank you for watching and being part of this incredible journey. Your belief in kindness, justice, and compassion serves as a beacon to others, echoing the timeless truth that when we stand together, every act of love counts. Keep spreading the light, and remember, one act of kindness can inspire countless others.